So we're both sitting there, right? I think we just finished the job, didn't we?
No, we were setting up screens.
Oh, okay, yeah. We were setting up screens.
We were waiting for Nick to come out.
Yeah, it was like one of those jobs where like Nick acts like he like wants us to do it, but then we're getting ready to do it. He's like, "No, I want to do it with you guys."
Yeah,
we're like, "Okay, whatever." But like he does that, and then he fucking just like goes inside and like forgets that he was gonna do this. So he's like inside the computer. So we're sitting there waiting for him. Like he's done that multiple times. So we just kind of sit there and wait.
That's what I used to do. Whenever he'd say something, Brandon and I would fuck with him. Like, all right, we're literally not gonna do anything until he comes back out.
So So we're just sitting there like waiting.
We were sitting in like
and
chairs.
This one time he happens to come back in like at an actual time that he says he'll come back. And so like Noah's sitting in like the bigger like white lawn chair, the one's a little more comfortable. Noah's like sitting like this on his phone, like
the one
kind
that's
of
a little bit more comfortable, but still not comfortable.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's not that comfortable. So Noah's like sitting there like hunched over on his phone, just like looking at it, going through Twitter, whatever. And like there's like a big stack of boxes next to us, so I'm like leaning back like with my feet out, like back, like head back on like this. And he comes back and he just starts giving me shit. He comes out, he's like, "Are we gonna fucking run? Are these things ready or what? Are we gonna do them?" And I was like, "Motherfucker, we're waiting for you."
And he was like, "It just has something to do with the way Jake sits.
Yeah.
He looks like a fucking bomb."
He sounds like,
yeah, that's what he always goes to. But don't worry, it was the same thing with me and fucking Brandon.
Yeah, he's like, Jake, I don't mean to give you shit, but it's just like, I just about something the way you're sitting just makes me angry.
He was like, the way you sit pisses me off.
Him. He's so full of shit. Because Brandon was the same way, except Brandon would purposefully suck at pressing shirts when we had the manual press.
Yeah.
So that way we only allowed him to fucking fold and take off.
Yeah.
Because he sucked so bad, like we didn't want to. And looking back at it, I think he did it on purpose.
Of course he did.
Like he would stick his fingers in ink and like get him on like 3 shirts. We'd be like, "Brandon, what the fuck?" He'd be like, "Oh, my bad, man." I was like, get to the end of the fucking press. Get to the dryer.
Yes, that seems like tough stuff he'd do.
And I would say it if he was here, because it's the fucking truth.
Well, he can listen to it because he's not fucking here.
Yeah,
he's a douche, just like Nick.
Yeah, now we gotta take the liberty of finding somebody else to come, because
I guess
Brandon said he wanted to do it, which he did do it a couple times.
Yeah,
like 6.
Quit now.
Maybe. Well, no,
he did
collectively like 3, but it was like 6 episodes.
I think we've only done 3 actual
He brought Nick and
Jason.
Who could that be?
Who else? Was that it?
No, and then he came at least once by himself. And
no, I know he's come.
And then our brother was here one time.
He's come every time up until this time.
I think we've done this 4
times.
But because we...
and last week, because remember last week we were supposed to do it.
Well, the actual times we've done it, he's come until now, but yes, we have canceled the last time because he didn't come, and he said he wasn't going to come this time. Or he said he was going to come, and then he didn't.
Yeah, so. I called him and said, "Cut the shit." I said, "Just tell me what you're going to do."
Yeah.
I'm getting home from work. I'll probably come. I said, "But you're not fucking coming." Yeah, he goes, "Yeah, I'm not coming."
Yeah.
Well, I'm outnumbered by the young millennials, so it's your guys.
Yeah, your age group really backed the fuck out.
Yeah, because the topic I was going to go with, I really don't have any backing here.
We're actually almost lucky Nick's not here, because Nick would want to talk about the 1,000-point drop in the fucking stock market today.
I already told him. I said it's a market correction. It happens.
Nick has been
Usually it happens once a year, but it's been a while.
Hello. Well, he ran away.
Bye, babies.
Hi.
Oh, you want me to come too?
He's scared. Brandon's not here.
I don't know. He's making the best impressions.
There you go, Brandon.
Yeah, he's not here.
Brandon. Hi,
Hi,
boys. Hi.
Hi.
And we'll slowly
step
back.
He's gonna take his exit.
Back out here.
I'll wait.
Kind of wanted to come in here, but Brandon's not here, and
Yeah,
it's just you scary white guys. So I'm gonna slowly. Bye.
Bye.
We'll go get Chick-fil-A later.
You gotta stare at my face for 30 seconds again?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's up for that.
How, Jake?
This one ain't even.
Say how, Jake?
He's like, "No, you better pick me up."
Having kids' toys down here is actually like a
Come on.
I know. Actually helps. Oh,
stimulant.
text message.
A mind stimulant.
What was your subject that...
Oh, I'm gonna save it for the next time. That's when I have actual backup.
Okay.
I mean, we could agree with you. You never know.
So guys, I've changed my race and ethnicity to other instead of white.
Oh yeah, I have heard
That's-
about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard
that's
about
just
that.
stupid.
It's official.
That's just
Well, have you heard
stupid.
what Nick has changed himself to? He's now a ghost.
Well, yeah. Well, he's just making light
He's
of my
translucent,
situation.
opaque.
He's just trying to make fun of my situation here. But
He probably is.
yeah, I'm legally classified as other.
What does that
Other?
mean?
Other in
I don't
which-
identify with any of the standard race or ethnicities.
I get that, but
What about sex?
if you're under other?
Sex, I'm male. Definitely male. Firmly a male.
Okay.
Firmly a
If
male.
you're other though, you
Sounds
are
solid.
something else. So what is the something else?
I'm a smaller classification. I just don't identify with any one particular.
It's a hobbit.
That's why I'm other.
That's what it is.
Any one particular.
hmm
So you're like
So just
what's
starting around.
I'm a mutt.
What are those called?
I'm a minority, actually. I'm the minority of the minority.
What's the one where you wake up one day and you're a dude, and the other day you wake up and you're a girl?
Fucking no.
What's
Gender
that called?
fluid?
Transgender?
Might be that. Might be gender fluid. So when you're race
I'm not
fluid?
that
No, I don't go
Racial
back and
fluid?
forth. I don't claim I'm one or the other.
If he's not one specific thing, he can never really change back and forth.
That's correct.
Oh. Okay.
That's correct.
I don't know what to do with that.
That is correct. Ask any female American today, say, is Caitlyn Jenner a girl? And they'll say yes. And
But
I'll
did you
tell
get
them,
a surgery to be other? Is there an other surgery?
No, it's actually, if you look at it, there is nothing that, there's no legal documentation stating that you are any particular race.
So
It's
is it
whatever you put,
So-
typically whatever your parents sign you up as, like just regular
Yeah.
process of life through school
So
or
like,
work or
if,
whatever.
so like, if Jake has a kid and he's like, I want to make this kid like Asian, but he's clearly not Asian, he can just put that on his birth
Well,
certificate.
but that's different because now you're claiming he's something that he clearly is not.
What if you just put other on the birth certificate?
Now you could. Well, then again, I'm kind of talking against myself because if he identifies himself as Asian and Asian culture, then who's to say he isn't?
Jake, you should become
A
Asian.
lot of people.
You should get down on that.
I feel like a
Put
lot
that
of
on your
people
license.
would
A lot.
beg
Hey,
differ.
a lot of people would say Caitlyn Jenner is a fucking girl,
Yeah, probably.
right? So you explain to me how male, female, which is X and Y chromosomes, that's how you decipher however many of each deciphers if you're a male or female. So if that is as clear as day genetically, then how is other any different, if not harder to prove?
I can see that argument.
Yeah, I guess it's harder to prove.
I saw a stat the other day that like 75% of Americans think gender differs like by the way your body is made up, but like 20% of Americans don't. They think that like your actual physical makeup has nothing to do with like your sex.
Well, with how you mentally identify yourself,
I guess.
is what they say. That's what they say. Like a female born in a female body, who mentally has always felt as if they were male. You know what I'm saying? That's those are the transgenders say, I'm a male. I've always been a male. I just didn't have the body to match it. Well, me, I'm another because I never classified myself as white Caucasian.
Steven never got to make that choice.
Yeah.
Never got to make that choice. It was made for me.
Thanks, Mom.
I don't identify.
What the fuck?
I don't identify with white Caucasian. That's just me.
Okay.
It's just me. Here we are.
Oh.
I've never liked sweaters. Okay, let's just get that out on the
Never
table.
like sweaters.
Never liked Christmas sweaters. Nope.
All right, so
That
me neither.
has nothing to do with.
So keep
well,
going.
actually, no, take that back.
Keep going.
That's-
You're wearing a
actually-
sweater right now.
Is this a sweat? It's a
That's a
hoodie.
sweatshirt.
It's a sweater knit
hoodie.
hoodie.
Pretty sure it's a hoodie.
It's sweater knit hoodie.
Okay.
What exactly makes it a sweater?
You said Christmas
And not-
sweater in the first place.
Okay, well I
Yeah.
like sweaters in general, and it's sweater knit hoodie.
That's
Okay.
strange. I mean, okay.
However, I
like
would wear
sweaters.
sweater knit pants because I heard that's a thing.
Sounds like a pretty white thing.
Yeah.
It's actually black, but I don't identify with that either.
Hmm.
Although if I had to pick one, it'd probably be more so towards that.
At that point, I feel like anything you do wouldn't it just be counted as cultural appropriation.
Yeah, it would.
What?
Just doing anything because you're technically not white, you're not black.
Doing whatever?
So anything you could do would be cultural appropriation on either side.
I'm other.
Appropriate this.
So I think I've beaten that. And see, Brandon would have argued that, and then I'd have to sit here and prove
Well,
him.
guess what? He's not here, so.
And then he'd come up with some outlandish claim.
I would say,
just
what,
like
what
Nick
would he
did.
argue though? Like, the fact that you can't just change it? Because I mean, I guess technically you can.
On paper.
See, what he would
Yeah,
argue,
on paper you
what
can.
he would argue would be that white lady that claimed she was black working for the NAACP. See, that's too far. She wouldn't claim something completely different than what she appeared to be, which is, I guess, why it's. She went about it the whole totally different way.
Yeah, that faded really fast, but that was a big deal.
It was a
It's
huge
a big deal
deal.
for like not even.
See,
a
she
month.
went gung ho as like me as I'm unidentified, where she was like, oh no, I'm completely black, like I'm completely, and they're like, actually, in fact, you're not.
Yeah.
But then again, who am I to say she can't be? But
She
the way she went about it was just the wrong way.
She looks black though. I saw the picture of her. She looks black.
I didn't even look. I'll be honest with you, 100%. I just know
I
how.
think she
I just know how
she looks
outraged
mixed.
everybody was.
She looks mixed, but she could totally pass for a black lady.
Yep.
Which I guess there's still be an issue if you are white,
But when you're
I don't
other,
When you're stupid, I guess.
but when you're other, they're kind of. I'm on this side.
You
of the
pass
fence
all
maybe
the tests,
today, or
right?
maybe I'm on that side. Technically, I'm the minority. See, that's why I needed a minority here to argue with.
Oh,
me.
okay, so you're just trying to play the victim card. That's
I am the victim here.
I want to be the minority
stop
for a change.
abusing me. There's only one of me.
See, that's why I needed Brandon here, is just so I can sit here and argue with him.
It's no fun without conflict.
It's not. Jake was conflict at first, and then now he's giving in way too easy.
To what?
You're just like, oh, okay, yeah, I guess that makes sense. I guess that makes sense.
That's true.
See, that's the difference between you, millennial,
'Cause-
versus me, millennial.
Because that's the type of shit that usually would irritate me, but like, it's just not worth the argument.
Good sound. I like that sound. We should use that.
So, America, by the time your age group is running the country, we're going to be neutral like Australia.
It's gonna be.
I'm
a
pretty
lot less
confident
of-
in that.
A lot less of this whole Trump's America, where like hate everything that's not white and 65 years old.
I think it's gonna get to the point where like we already
And-
don't give a shit. So like it's gonna just get
It's-
more to the point where it gives no
Yeah,
shit
it's
at all.
gonna get to the point where like people my nose age are gonna be in like the Senate and they're just be like, so how do you feel about this immigration policy? Like, I don't give a fuck.
I don't
I
fucking
don't fucking
care.
Let them fucking come in.
Who gives-
Somebody will do something wrong.
Like,
They'll
who
kick
gives-
their ass out. Somebody will
gives
do
a
something
fuck?
right, dude. They can
We'll
stay.
only give a shit about like climate change. That's the only thing we'll give a fuck about.
Yeah, well,
but
yeah.
we'll be too far gone at that point to
Hopefully,
fix climate
hopefully
change.
we'll care more about the climate change.
You'll just
and,
write it off as something else.
We need
See,
to
what's going to
relax.
happen first is my age group is going to be running it, and you're going to be working for us, and then you'll be the ones trying to influence us. And we'll just be like,
Right, like coos.
fuck, man, they're taking over. There's just too many of them. Just give them what they want. Just give them what they want.
We just need to elect Elon Musk president. Is what we need to do. All right.
Yeah, he got the fucking
First
Falcon
step.
Heavy.
Is he American? Is he born in America?
I think he's an immigrant, actually. I think he's a fucking African immigrant, I think I read.
Really?
I don't know if that's right. I could double check that.
Shit. Now
but
he can't be president.
I'm pretty sure I read that he's an African immigrant.
Then again, if immigrants can be president, I would have elected Schwarzenegger by now. Right?
Yeah.
Ultimate president.
Well, who's going to argue with him?
Nationality.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, he's
I would crush
okay. South African, Canadian, and American.
There you go.
He was born.
Wait, what?
He was
South
born
African,
in.
Canadian, American?
That's the order they went. He was born
pretty white.
June 28, 1971, in South African born Canadian American business magnate. So yeah, he's born in South Africa,
Okay.
Nice.
South
but
Africa.
he does have American citizenship and all that.
Maybe his parents
Maybe yeah. So I guess his parents were American.
and he was just born there. That should be bullshit too. If you aren't born in fucking America, how the hell are you American?
Because passive rights from parents.
That
if
doesn't-
your parents are citizens,
Then you're a
then
citizen.
you're a citizen.
That's horseshit.
America.
Let's see it.
What if you were swapped out at birth in some foreign country's fucking half-ass hospital?
I mean, then technically,
How do you prove it's you?
I say technically you should have citizenship, but there's no way to prove that you should.
Yeah. It's all
Also,
on paper at the end
If
of the day.
your parents aren't American citizens, but you're born on American soil, you're an American citizen.
Exactly
Hence,
right.
babies.
Exactly right.
Hence,
That's what? That's what?
Diana.
Oh.
That's the thing Trump's trying to get rid of.
Yeah, that's his. That's
Oh,
yeah, that's the whole Dreamers thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like theoretically, her parents could be set back.
Which I will agree is fucked up because that's like sending people who have never been to Mexico or never lived in Mexico
Well, I
to
heard,
Mexico.
I heard a story.
Because
of
you
some-
can't even say back to Mexico because they never fucking lived there.
I
right.
heard a
Well,
story of
that's,
some dude from like Poland.
see, that's where like I think that's where like that generation handles it different than we do because. I'm more like, fuck it, it is what it is. Let's just solidify the motherfucker. Let's just solidify the border. And
If
if you got in here beforehand, touche. Touche, motherfucker, before that, you've got
Good
your,
job.
your
You won the lottery, it's in.
You're allowed to stay here. We're going to encourage you to become a citizen.
Yeah.
However, you're already fucking here, so it's too much effort to try to send you back
Yep.
than it is to just go ahead and accept you.
I feel like it'd be more beneficial if you just took all those people and be like, okay, we're gonna give you citizenship, and then we can tax you and fuck it. Like, you can put
Yes.
them into the economy flow.
Yes.
You can tax them, they can have legitimate jobs and driver's license and shit.
You can actually already have a driver's license if you're an illegal immigrant in Maryland.
You can do that, yes. Fuck, what was the other thing? Maybe lose my train of thought. I don't know.
You said put them to work, tax them.
Tax those motherfuckers.
tax them.
Tax the shit out of them.
Oh, and then
Double them tax rates.
the other issue I see all the time, which is why most people jump the border instead, is redo the immigration form. You ever seen that form that they have for like if someone wants to immigrate to America?
Really
It's like outdated information and outdated questions, and it's like this thick of paper.
It's usually how it
It's
goes.
like
I can see that. Yeah.
thickness of
Usually how
it's
it
like
goes.
twice the thickness of your hand.
To be honest with you,
Everyone
that's,
knows
that's very common in the working world.
It's a real fucked up thing, and like nobody's touched it since like fucking I don't even know 90s, 80s.
That happens on a lot of shit. Like your taxes are intentionally complicated.
Yeah.
Like all government forms are complicated on purpose to get you to fuck them up.
Well,
Like if they really wanted to fix it, they could. Trump's trying to take like the gun ho hick route.
Build
like,
that
building
wall.
the wall. Keep all them Mexicans out.
kick them out.
Yeah, like that's.
Round them up.
He's just trying
What about-
to get,
okay, so
like, approval
so
points.
going with that, what do you think about this fucking parade he wants to put on?
Fuck him.
I think that's to be honest
so
with you,
dumb.
like for one, like I like to like show our might. Doing it in a parade style is so sketchy and tacky. It's such a waste of fucking money.
It's extremely tacky.
It's like what
There's a
the
reason-
fuck? Are we as dumb as they are? We gotta fucking go march around and parade this shit.
There's one reason.
How about you just show videos of us blowing shit up or something?
My point
That'll
is
work.
like
That's way more.
the world already knows how like big and bad America's military is. This to me is sketchier because it's almost a show of might to the American people.
Yeah.
Like, wow, look at all this fucking military. Hey.
It's
like
a big-
the rest of the world already knows.
It's just a dick swinging
Yeah,
contest.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
you all look like idiots.
Fucking idiots.
It is. It's the fucking truth.
Yeah, I
Why
saw.
don't you just release? Why don't you just like show like an aircraft carrier and then like just disclose how many we have? Show like one of our nuclear bombs and then disclose how many we have.
Yeah, right.
Have
For
they-
the
Like, just
record,
be
we
like,
have
if you're
30
gonna be-
submarines.
If you're
full of
swinging the big
nuclear
clubs,
missiles.
just go ahead and fucking just put it all out on the table and tell them exactly what we have. Everything. Every fucking thing. You still gotta find it.
Yeah.
I saw a bunch of people on social media be like, the last thing soldiers want to do is be dragged to DC and showed off like a fucking show
hell
parade.
yeah.
That's
Especially 'cause
not
they
what
have to
they
rehearse.
enlisted for. Yeah.
You have to rehearse for like a month for that kind of shit.
Though actually,
gotta
they
get
have
the-
divisions specifically for that.
But I mean, they're trying to
They
like
do.
ship tanks to the
Like,
capital. and
yeah, I mean,
stuff.
okay, yeah, the tanks and shit.
Which
Yeah,
How are
does
you gonna
fuck
fit
up
a
all
tank?
the roads.
Yeah.
And then you gotta pay to fix that.
but they do have because I remember seeing them at Isaac's Navy graduation from boot camp. They have specific divisions just meant purely for like shows and band and shit.
There's a reason you only see this kind of shit in communist countries. It's meant to keep your populace scared. Oh shit.
Oh shit.
Did they ever do anything with They sent over like a naval strike force to North Korea's like coastline.
Yeah,
Did they ever do anything with that?
probably not.
Because
it's
after-
it's like the anti-missile thing, but
Yeah.
they still pulled one off and it went over top of Japan. Like I think we were already
Yeah.
in place when that happened. Weren't
Yep.
Yeah.
Flew right over Japan.
It's like holy shit, why didn't we shoot that down? But whatever.
Yeah, because that was meant to like as a show of force type of thing of backing South Korea, but then South Korea and North Korea talked for the Olympics.
That's what I'm saying. Now they're in so like
Yeah,
they
these-
totally like backpedaled on that shit. Like they're
Yeah.
playing
Yep.
like we're gonna destroy South Korea. Like oh we want to be in your Olympics.
Did you see
That
that?
kind of throws me off.
North Korea is having a military parade to celebrate their acceptance into the Olympics.
They are doing
Yeah,
that.
and that's what everyone's questioning. Like it's supposed to take place what today or tomorrow or is it
I
happening?
think so.
already?
Today or tomorrow, 'cause the Olympics. The World
It's when they
Olympics starts
you're right.
today.
It's when they normally
start
do
today?
it.
Yeah.
Whether like yeah, so like I guess it's kind of up in the air. Like will they actually do it?
Or at least tonight's when they do that whole like introduce the countries thing. That lasts
Where
for
like America's is
7
like
hours.
America's is like 4 minutes long. They get countries who have like 2 people walk out.
Yeah, they said this is the biggest American team ever. It's like, what do we have, like 700 athletes there now? What the fuck?
And I'm not gonna lie, like Winter Olympics, honestly, for me, are like the most boring.
The only cool
Fucking
thing is
Olympics.
like the fucking skateboarding, the snowboarding shit.
Yeah, that's the only. Sean White is gonna go in there and destroy. And,
Oh, it started yesterday, 7th to the 25th.
and he's won so many times. Who gives a shit if he wins or not?
Yeah, exactly. And like, yeah, the bobsledding like is impressive, but I'm not gonna watch that.
Oh,
Yes.
speaking of that, you know, Alicia's friend is one of the bobsledders for Team USA.
I did not know.
That's pretty cool.
Yep, went to school down at UVA Wise.
Good old ones.
Yeah, that's right.
I'm more of a Summer Olympic guy myself.
I mean, what Olympics has got in sports, but yeah, for the most part,
The Olympics is cool, but like I was
Overall,
never a
it'd
huge
be
fan.
summer.
Like curling, why is that a sport? Fuck off.
I just don't know why it's taken
Fuck you,
serious.
Canada.
That's more like a beer drinking league.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
It's like shuffleboard.
Is bowling
if that's the
next?
case,
Eat shit.
if they ever put shuffleboard in the fucking U.S. Olympics or whatever, and we had a team, they'd be like 80 years old.
Yeah, for real.
Our shuffleboard champions would be 80 years old from Florida. They look like tan leather bags.
They'd probably still win gold though.
They would.
They would. They'd still get gold.
They'd win that gold.
It's probably because they. Well, actually, no, I take it back. There'd be a lot of teams that do that, but.
Would you see like the Russians got banned this year, but like the athletes can still like.
They can go as individuals.
Yeah, I was about to say, but they have to go as like their own union, and they're not allowed to win any medals.
Yeah. Because of how much doping
and
there
they're
was
still,
last year.
Yeah, and they're still tested like a motherfucker.
Yeah, so basically you're just going.
Did you guys
to
watch
eat.
Icarus?
No.
The documentary on that?
No.
It was awesome.
It's all about like the whole country doping.
Oh yeah, it was like funded from the top.
Oh yeah, and that's why they got banned because they were like, oh, the shit that like Armstrong did was a big deal, but like he did it himself without the team. Russia was legit like, here's these steroids. Why don't you take those? Like,
No, they literally did. Like they had
from
a
the state.
scientist that was like paid to fucking beat the system, to cheat it and beat it, and he put them all on this fucking steroid program, and it goes all the way back to like some vice president under Putin, and the motherfucker was literally from Putin, like direction from him to literally cheat and so cheat. Like they came out with this system. All right, so like when they take their urine samples or whatever, they're putting these little vials that are like, you can't crack them. Like when you crack them, like they're open and that's it, right? And they're handled by the U.S. Olympic Committee or whatever. And there was literally like some Russian guy, and I forget what they call him. I forget what they fucking call these guys, but they're basically like the Secret Service for Russia. And literally the scientists would, at night, would go get the samples, hand them through like this little hole in the wall, right? The fucking Secret Service of Russia guy, they'd go and bring it back, and the container would be open. And they literally would dump out the current sample, wash it out, put another one in, and boom, they were clear. And this guy, like the scientist, cause in the documentary of Icarus is about this American guy who's trying to show the abuse of steroids in sports. So like he's a bicyclist, so he decides he's gonna do it himself, and he gets in touch with this Russian dude. And it's crazy because the documentary, while it's going down, is like when all this shit is coming to light, and the dude is like giving all of Russia's secrets to this guy who's putting it on this documentary for what was originally about bicycling, and you know how like Lance Armstrong and all them got away with it, and it turned into this whole new thing. Like this motherfucker's gonna die. Like Putin is gonna find this out and kill his ass. Like he's gonna be fucking dead. And it literally, he's in the witness protection program like right now, and it walks him through all the steps. And like one of the guys he works with just like randomly fucking died of a heart attack. Yep. And he's like I just talked to this guy yesterday and he was totally fine. so they take him in.
Putin's like, nah, no.
And he's under federal witness protection.
That's a weird thing to put that much effort into cheating.
It was.
Like I mean,
trying to get them golds.
Yeah, like okay, you want to make your country's athletes look good, I guess, for the world,
but they still deny it to this day. But like the dude told them like full proof how to go actually, like everything the guy said was fucking fully true. Like they went and looked at the bottles and like there was little scratches and like, you know, breaks in it, you know, the samples that he told them to go double check, and it was proven that they were tampered with. And that in every fucking sample that they took out, he told them where it was to go find it, and they tested them all. They all failed. That's why Russia's fucking banned.
I bet he did that on purpose.
What's that? Oh,
told them all on purpose.
Yeah, he
had to get out of Russia.
Yeah, he had an out. You always keep an out, Jake. Whenever you're doing something illegal, you always keep a fucking out.
Yeah. Keep it out.
You always keep a
You always gotta give Putin credit because like he's this world leader that everybody shits on. He's out here just like, I don't give a shit.
And he doesn't give a fuck.
No, nobody can do anything.
At the end of the day, yeah, they're not gonna fucking do anything other than they'll ban the country from the Olympics. But like,
no, but I mean in general though, like he has his political opponents killed, media people killed. Yeah, and, like, nobody does anything about it.
But here's what gets me: is like everyone's like, oh, fucking Putin's terrible. Who wouldn't want that guy on their side? Like I'm telling you right now.
I'd want his job.
In football, all right, let's talk about steroids. In football, you know, they're talking about, steroids
Nick
are
was
bad.
here to talk about this.
But like, that's who I want on my side is the big badass motherfucker taking steroids who's all jacked. I want that guy on my side. I don't want to argue with him.
Every MLB team wanted Barry Bonds.
Like why are we fucking like disputing with Russia? Like they are crazy as fuck.
Yeah, for real.
Why wouldn't you want them to be like your bet? Like I'd want them to be my crazy big friend. No one
Yeah,
fucks.
that's
No one's gonna
true.
fuck with you because you got that crazy
You
big
have
friend
like
that stands
best
over there in
friends
the
on
corner.
either side of the world that are superpowers. That would be the dream
Yes.
situation.
Why wouldn't you want to be best friends with China and Russia?
I think it's purely just trying to coexist with them. It just doesn't work.
No, I almost.
It's
I
give and
think
take. It's
partly
give and
that.
take.
I think it's partly because the world runs on conflict, whether you want it to or not.
That's true. That is true.
And plus, I think we get along with
I
China.
think it used to
we have
run
to get
on-
along with China.
I think it used to run on conflict.
Well, okay, look how bad we are when the whole world is at peace. I mean, peace in a sense, but the versus when the whole world was like in going into World War II, how like as even World War One, like America was in like a depression, and going into World War One, we like fucking thrived through our economy going into war. Like
There's nothing.
Oh, war! War
like
stimulates
yeah,
the economy.
the whole world runs off of conflict and war. Like the proxy wars, all after World War II and shit. Like they made so much money off of those, and they love doing that. But then when the world gets to like a peaceful era, they like forget about like the climate change and like
Well, that all
the
stems
greenhouse
from
effect. Like
that
they
all
all forget
stems
about that
from
shit.
resources, though. Think about it. Like to survive, you got to be able to have the natural resources to exist. So like, what's driving the economy like now is like fuel, oil, shit like that. But we're going towards a more, I guess, self-created energy with power plants, electric cars and shit like that. That once you get that all figured out, like what the fuck else do you need? Like we're still gonna buy plantains and bananas from like fucking Caribbean or South America.
Yeah.
Like we're gonna do that just because we want that. We're not gonna go invade the fucking country because we want bananas.
I do that. Dude, those fucking bananas.
Say before
right
this, somebody might
now.
like it.
So once you become energy self-sufficient, then you've got no reason to have any conflict.
I mean, yeah, we're still in
Because
a
what other
weird-
resource do you need? The only reason we use them is for cheaper resources to produce shit. But
Yeah.
ultimately, once shit's thriving and you have no need for everyone else, then there's some type of fair balance. Then what's there to fucking argue and fight over?
I was thinking about it the other day that like
Space Race V2.
I doubt that. Nobody wants to be the first one to get killed on Mars.
I would.
Nah, I don't think you would. I was thinking the other day of how like the world's in this weird flux period where if you think about it, like this is one of the only times in history that we don't have like legitimate empire building countries.
Yeah.
Like after World War II, we haven't had an empire, like in general. And,
Right.
like, that's the first time that's ever happened. So the world, I don't think has adjusted yet
To the
to
version
not
that it
having
is.
a big empire run the established
Right, because
world.
what the fuck do you need? Like, why would you want to take on more?
Yeah, exactly.
Why, as a government, why would you want to fucking take on more bullshit to handle?
Yeah,
Yeah.
We already got way too much as it is.
Be a pain in the ass.
I think we just stayed the fuck out of a lot of shit and let them do their own thing. I mean, really, that's how you're creating enemies. You're getting involved with shit that's not yours to
Yup.
fucking
Yeah.
deal with. That
Yeah.
you have no personal
And
tie
it's,
to.
and it's all over resources, like you said.
Yeah.
Think about it. The other
Yeah,
reason we're
that's
in
what
the Middle
those
East is
small
oil,
wars are over. Is fucking resources.
Oil.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or religious purposes and shit like that. But we keep poking our nose in it, and we're creating fucking enemies of the worst kind.
Yeah, and again, you can track that all the way back through history. England, when they had their huge empire, they were always fighting somebody.
Yeah.
Or even the Romans,
Yeah, because they were invading other
constantly being douchebags.
See, the Aussies got it figured out, and
All
they were all
right.
fucking convicts.
For real.
For being a fucking island of conflicts, they've got their shit together.
people. Yeah.
Except everything's expensive down
I
there.
would love
That's
to
the only
go
reason I wouldn't.
That's what I think. That's what you'll
Import
see.
costs.
That's what you're going to see
Yeah.
here, though.
Import costs are at the ass.
That's what you're going to see here. Like the less reliant you become on other countries, then the more prices are going to go up, which is more of like a shared expense.
Well, we manufacture more stuff here than they do. in
and we're
Australia.
starting to.
We're starting to
even
manufacture more, but I feel like there's some things, at least with private companies,
Like
that
Australia doesn't make cars.
Nah, that make
You know what I'm saying? Like that kind of shit. And plus, I mean, like, what is it? Like 90% of the population lives on the coast.
Yeah, you can't live
We're
in the
talking
center.
about
You can't live in the outback.
Subaru
exactly.
Outback. Subaru, baby. That's got to be Australia, doesn't it?
I have no idea.
Probably not.
That sounds Asian.
Could just be
Yeah,
making it
I
up.
always assumed it was an Asian
Subaru
company.
Outback. The Forester.
Subaru.
Ford Fiesta.
Touche. Touche. The Ford Fiesta. I feel like there's got to be a car manufacturer.
I wonder how long it is before they make Jeep stop calling them Cherokees because it's cultural appropriation.
Subarus can. Oh wait, no. Subaru Canada Inc. is a wholly owned subsidiary of Fuji Heavy Industries of Japan.
There you go.
Damn it.
The Japanese own most car companies.
So that-
if it's not Ford, Chevy, or
Yeah, like
Dodge,
how does Japan get to be so fucking like powerful? Like they're so small.
Because America. Because they didn't have any. They didn't have to spend
our
money on
fault.
military. all that money that they had focused on military, they just put into whatever else, which was mostly
True.
technology.
True.
So they're still 20 years ahead of us.
Yeah.
Seriously, you can buy whole meals in vending machines. I knew a girl in high
Yeah.
school whose dad went on a lot of business trips. He said the best steak he's ever had came out of a fucking vending machine in
Ugh.
Japan.
Yeah, but how many carcinogens and all that
I
stupid
don't
shit,
know.
preservatives? They're all gonna fucking die at like 60 years old of
I'm waiting for that.
extreme cancer.
We're all gonna get cancer from our cell phones.
We are gonna
So, you
get
know what?
testicular cancer.
Probably.
I mean, I hope it's not that.
That would suck.
That would be unfortunate.
That's much
Oh
better.
man, then it's like fucking what's that movie called? Where you can't have kids anymore. Children of Men. You ever seen that movie?
No.
Ah, fuck.
Where everyone becomes sterile.
Yeah. See, there it is.
I thought about that. So y'all are at this point in life. Brandon would be here, but he's not fucking here.
Yeah, your
Like-
mom.
I got those 2 kids, and it's like, okay, I'm at the time now. It's like, do you want to decide to have more? And I'm like, you know what? I don't know if I want to bring more people into this shitty environment.
If you want
I
more
almost feel bad. Like,
Yeah.
I love my kids like to death, and I can comfortably take care of them. All right, and they'll be totally fine. I can steer them in the right direction. If they fuck up, I'll be here if they need it. But it's like, do you want to bring more into that?
Exactly.
Like, it's not like I'm rich living in like Wyoming where like
Yeah.
I can totally seclude us and we can just focus on like doing good shit.
Yeah.
Like here, you have to fucking work. Like it doesn't matter how much money you make in DC area, you still have to fucking work. There's no way around it.
Maybe you should move to Wyoming.
I think I should.
I don't know what to do in Wyoming.
You could frack.
I can do like all my.
Don't frack.
So like, I'm gonna tell you right now, all of my previous Latina workers are the smartest motherfuckers in the world. Okay, they paid everything cash, and they ship all their shit home.
Mm-hmm.
These motherfuckers own like 3 houses in wherever they come from. Most of them were El Salvadorian or Bolivian or whatever.
Yeah, a lot
Costa
of
Rican.
programs.
These motherfuckers all own homes, owned outright,
Yeah.
and they're still sending money back.
Yep.
And they literally said, "Yeah, they're at the age of 30. Like, yeah, I've got another 10 years, and I'm gonna go retire and live home,
Yeah.
and they'll live like fucking kings until they
Yeah.
die."
My dad worked with a dude from El Salvador who they were doing like scale government work, so you're making like $50 an hour.
Hell yeah.
He shipped it all back, bought literally a countryside. He bought like a small mountain,
Yeah.
built a fucking mansion on that shit, and
Hell yeah.
bought all the land to farm.
Hell yeah. And the best part is his family runs the farm.
And he's gonna retire
while
at
he's
like
here.
50.
Hell yeah.
But it's the kind of thing where they have to have like armed guards and shit at their compound.
Yeah, when you make it that big, you're asking
Yeah.
for it.
Yeah.
You gotta play that shit down, man. You can't just hype that shit up. Like I said, now you gotta. He's got to keep working. You know what? He's not
Probably.
going to retire. He's got to fund. He's got to fund a small army.
A small
A
army.
small army.
Yeah. That
I mean,
shit
should
He
be-
can't have any
should
fucking traders. He's gonna be the next fucking. What's
Should
his
make
name?
enough money for farming though if you got farming land.
He's going home. So I see you let someone pass the gates. Stole 3 of our cows. I'll fucking kill you now.
You're gonna have to come in.
Make
in
an
my
example out of him.
office.
Yeah, make an example out of him.
Bang.
Yeah, that was the thing that Diana told me that I didn't like. I feel like I should have known this, but I didn't really think about it. Is like in Mexico, when they buy land, they buy the land. Like they don't have like property tax really
Yeah,
for
it's
land.
theirs.
Like you, this little square of land you
It's
own
yours.
entirely.
It's yours, and no one can take it.
Nobody can.
Yeah.
Somebody touches that and you shoot them in the face. Is your land.
Yeah, that's
Yep.
right. Federal government in America, if you don't pay your taxes, they take that shit back.
Yeah, so that's why like
Fuck
you always see all those houses that are like painted like pink and red and blue because nobody can tell you not to do it. There's no like HOA or anything.
Oh fuck no. Which
So, like-
again is why you can't fucking ever like you're never done in at least in this part. We don't know the rest of the country, but that's what I'm getting at. Like in this part of the country, you're never fucking done.
No.
Yep.
You always have to have a hustle going.
Unless you live in one of those shit towns like you pass through in Pennsylvania, then you can just buy your shit
One of
house
those
and live in
weird
your shit
towns.
Yeah,
town.
and then there's just not enough people to give a fuck.
Yeah, for real.
Nobody gives a shit.
I
They
feel like the
don't
world
care.
is gray in that situation. What are you doing with your life? Fuck.
I-
Working a
I-
fucking
if I
sewing
lived in-
machine factory.
If I lived in
Kill
those
yourself.
mountains, I would have killed myself by now.
All right, so like it's even funnier like watching people that aren't from here like look at our rules. Okay, so case in point, I was building that bridge in Gainesville, right? Not the one in Gainesville, the one down the street connecting Vent Hill to Linton Hall Road.
Yeah.
And we're out there, and there's a fucking bald eagle nesting less than a quarter mile from the job site where we're blasting. They come out, they shut that shit down. No blasting. The fucking eagles are nesting. You're gonna scare off the fucking. They're not even fucking endangered anymore. Okay.
No, they're not.
And we're literally could not blast, which means we can't haul dirt, which means part of your operation is shut down.
Yeah.
And all my Hispanic guys looking like, what the fuck is wrong with you people? And they told me, he goes, if this was my country, we'd shoot that fucking bird and eat it for fucking dinner if they told us we couldn't work. And I'm like, exactly, like this is fucking stupid.
Yeah.
So like to see them like live in our world or our country and like it points out how stupid some of our rules are. Now granted, the whole point is to make the bald eagle not endangered, which is great, but they're not even fucking endangered anymore.
Yeah, we built them back up pretty fast.
So try to explain that to someone that's not from here, who like literally, you see a bird, you shoot the bird, you eat the fucking bird.
Yeah,
because
a non-endangered bird just
Yeah.
in the way of the job site makes no sense.
I always thought it'd be badass. You know, if you own enough land in Ireland, it goes on your license that you're a lord. I always thought that'd be badass shit.
still that rule still applies.
I know,
That
so
old,
that'd be
like,
cool as
fucking-
shit to like buy land in Ireland. Be like, I'm sorry, I'm a lord.
It's
Get out of
like
my
it's
face.
so small. Like you're not buying like
No.
like you're buying it from someone. Like
Yeah.
you're stealing their lordship.
Lordship.
Like just
I'm
the idea of
taking
being
their
like,
lordship.
Lord Stives is cool.
Yeah,
as
what is
shit.
it? The feudalism. That feudalism
Yeah,
rules.
yeah, kinda.
That still applies. Which I thought was fine.
Badass. Be like a duke.
So like I guess what we really have to do, guys, is get rich and move to like Wyoming.
I want to move to Mexico.
I think it'd be cool to live
Learn
in
You
fucking
can do that.
Norway or
Spanish. I could do
Switzerland
that.
or some shit.
You can.
I was about to say, we're at the point in our lives, Jake, where there's nothing holding us down.
Really, there's not. Don't have kids. Don't get married. Everything changes.
I should have to learn Spanish and I'll be fine in Mexico.
I just need Spanglish.
There it is. Slang.
True. Yeah,
Shit, that's the thing about going to Europe. Everybody in fucking Europe speaks English.
it's weird how you listen
Yeah,
to
but they're all a
like,
bunch of fucking boners. Like, this sucks.
I'd be the only cool kid in the city, right?
Yeah, they all. That and they're like 10 years behind us. When we went in 2000 and like 2000, I think. Yeah, like 2000 when we went.
England.
We went to England, and they looked like they were just coming out of the 80s. Like they were wearing like the Bugle Boy pants, the leather jackets with the studs. Like everyone, not just like a certain clique. Like everyone.
Yeah.
They literally looked like they were coming out of the fucking 90s or out of the 80s. Which
Yeah,
is
but I mean,
quite
I guess
cool.
America is pretty much the leader in like cultural shifts like that.
I feel like America changes the most
Big bastards.
rapidly
Yeah.
and like most volatility in like culture change from like decade to decade.
Yeah, but y'all didn't have to see it. Like growing up, there was true fads. Like
Yeah.
there was true fads, and it was, and I'm speaking from what I don't no longer claim myself as a white Caucasian point of view. Like
Old
you had
Steven.
the Bugle Boy jeans to with the little like boater shoes. I don't want to know how the fuck you explain them. To like Jinko jeans, and then tall tees, slouch socks,
tall
baggy jeans. Like and if you weren't in that fad, like you were fucking a loser. And like now, there's no fad, man. Like everyone does their own thing.
What
Well,
makes
I mean,
me
they're
laugh-
fads, but they go a lot faster.
I saw this
They're-
video.
they-
So like
yeah.
Crocs were a fad for like a summer.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
like you're not judged if you don't wear.
that's
Crocs.
But then they get like people hated Crocs when they first started, but then
I
they
did.
blend into like don't wear these to like some people wear them. I don't really care anymore.
Tommy rocks those things.
Tommy and
all
Kevin
the
wear
fucking
Crocs all day
day.
long.
Oh hell yeah!
I've never really liked
And
the
guess
Crocs.
what? They're comfortable as fuck.
No,
I've never really liked
Crocs.
them.
When Crocs were a thing, I was like, fuck you.
They are
Wear
comfortable
Crocs.
as shit. I don't
I
give a
don't
fuck.
know,
what
Seems like a
anyone
lot of
says.
people wear them now.
Oh, like Sperry's became a thing
Sperry.
for a
I
while.
never liked Sperry's.
Me neither.
Man, okay, the Sperry's
I'm
is
not
more of
a
a mental thing. I associate it with that the piece of shit that wears those, so like that's more of a me thing.
Yeah.
I associate it with like little preppy boys that wear. But then
Yeah, that's
but,
exactly what it is.
But then Kevin's wearing them, so I'm like, well.
Yeah, again, you're right.
But
It's
Kevin's
like
Kevin.
flowed together to like
Yeah.
nobody fucking cares.
Yeah, I knew the type of kids that wore the Sperry's when they were first a thing, and I was like, I fucking hate those kids.
Yeah.
So like, I just associated I hate Sperry's.
I remember one time in Ag, we had one of those fucking things where they brought in some chick to like help like class unity. Yeah, you ever had one of those where like somebody would come in to like basically help you all get along?
No.
Which made no sense
I
because
never
we all
had
liked each other.
Team building?
Yes.
Yeah.
It was the weirdest thing.
Trust fall.
But like we all got along, so it didn't make any sense. But like at one point she was like, we were playing this game where it was like stand up if you whatever. And she was like, stand up if you're wearing Sperry's, and like literally everyone in the class stood up with me. And I was like,
That's what Nogan.
fuck
Aww.
off.
Nogan. Aww.
Yeah, y'all blow.
That's a weird thing.
It was weird as shit, and I don't know why, because we all, like I said, we all got along.
Yeah,
Maybe-
especially in like an annex type of class, like
Maybe they
ag
just
and
didn't have
building
something for us to
trades and shit.
do, and they
That
just
could
brought
honestly-
in this lady. I don't
But like I've never been in like a shop class where like the class didn't get along.
Right, because everyone likes shop.
Yeah,
Yeah,
everybody in
you
there
take
liked
shop,
shop. That was
it's
something they all
It's-
liked.
Yeah, it was an elective. So everyone has to be somewhat
Doing shit with
similar.
your hands or just doing something. Like they all got along on one thing or another.
So what-
Even our fucking building trades, like I wouldn't have never been friends with like Brandon, Cameron, and PJ, but because we were all in the same shop class, we all got along fine.
Yeah.
That's how
Like
it was.
Steven I never would have talked to, but that dude was funny as shit.
Steven's a weird fuck.
Steven was a weird dude, but he was funny.
I've known that
I
kid since
liked
like
him.
3rd grade. He's always been weird.
Oh, shit. So would like the fad now be technology? Like if you don't have a Twitter, like you're fucking crazy.
The most fad
To a point,
I ever
kinda.
see in diversity for technology is what brand you are. Like even though I hate them, I go balls to the wall with Apple. Like I just.
That's true.
They worked well with
Yeah.
me. I picked them. So like even though most people hate them, they're stingy, which they're totally correct. They are. But I pick Apple, and then other people will only use Google Pixel phones. Other people will only use Android phones.
Yeah, no, I like people that have Android phones. I still kind of judge them. Like, how have you not picked up on Apple yet?
I still have an
The
Android
the
phone.
thing that's
So maybe I don't. So maybe that's like I guess it is kind of like a fad. Like I'm still like, how the
Yeah.
fuck do that?
Yeah.
the thing
Which,
that
like
I
when
didn't
we have a
like-
group chat and fucking Noah here has Android and we can't
Yeah.
have a fucking iChat.
See? I
That
don't
shit
give a
pisses me
fuck.
off. I'm like
I-
fucking Noah.
I probably would have gotten a Google Pixel phone if it wasn't for that group chat thing, because everyone has an iPhone and
Yeah.
group chat always works.
Trust me, I'm gonna get a new
People
phone by the end
don't
of the year, and I'm gonna have to fucking get with the Apple thing. I don't have the money right now.
But like no one judges you like to the sense of like if you were to wear like
Yeah,
back
no.
in my day like if you didn't wear Jinko jeans, if you wore fucking Wranglers when Jinko jeans were in, like people would literally like, oh fuck, she's wearing fucking Wranglers.
What a bum.
Like what the fuck?
Yeah.
Well, like Droid phone, I'm like fucking no, but like that's the extent of it. It's like okay.
Yeah, exactly. People are like, hey, why don't you have an iPhone? I'm like, shit, that's why.
Yeah, people-
I still can get a hold of them, so it's really not that big.
It's
of a
not so
deal.
much of a like, why are you wearing that? You're like, oh, you're not the same thing as I am, more of like a.
I think we were right in the middle though, because like my niece is in 6th grade, and like they're already like hardcore on social media, but like we like dabbled in it till like 9th grade. That's really when you got
I
it
didn't get a
hard.
Facebook till 14.
I got one in 8th grade, so yeah, 13.
Yeah.
But like she's 11, and they're all on like
Right, so like
Instagram.
that's almost like it's shifting now, whereas like my generation still uses social media like fucking crazy.
Yeah.
But like you guys, is it more going to be like a phase where like you said, junior high, high school, like everyone's on it because that's the social thing. Like as you become like into the working world, out of school, like it's more just informational or like just general curiosity, not.
Yeah.
Being only a year graduated, Twitter seems to still be pretty solid. People still use Twitter a lot. Snapchat, I feel like, is a fad. That
Yeah.
could easily.
I think
see
Snapchat
that
is
dying.
only to keep in touch with like your close friends.
Yeah,
You don't
that's usually
Snapchat
what it
like
is.
the dude who you used to go to high school with.
Right,
It's-
you just check their fucking stories.
Yeah.
Which pisses me off was like people that follow me, like I'll like every now and then I'm like, yeah, fuck it, let's just generate some conversation, and you'll snap and like they don't snap back. I'm like, why the fuck are you following me? Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? That's how I jump like, and I stop following them.
I rarely post stories, so I must be like the most boring fucking
I post
person.
stories.
I do it every now and then.
occasionally, but yeah, it's whenever I find something.
It's not like
interesting.
I'm
Yeah,
not
like,
one
you're
of
not
those
gonna post, like,
fuckers who's like, oh, here's my breakfast. It's like, fuck off, dude.
Yeah, or
Who
like
cares?
you're not gonna post the 1,000th shirt you pressed at the shop. Like,
Yeah.
No.
you did that like probably the first couple weeks you started, and maybe every
Literally
now
have
and then.
never done it. Maybe I should start doing that.
You should.
I made
start.
these with my bare fucking hands.
Bare
Yeah,
hands.
Snapchat definitely fad. Twitter seems pretty solid because anybody can use that in any fashion.
We don't really
Instagram's
use
pretty solid.
Facebook
'cause, like,
that much.
Like I would only use.
Facebook is more of like a his.
Yeah.
his
And
age group.
older.
And older, yeah.
But see, like me being in the working world, I had to get rid of it because I can't have that much information out for like people at work to be like, oh, here's Steve fucked up hammered. You know what I mean? I gotta
Yeah.
filter that shit.
Filter that.
Yeah, I don't know. I got rid of Facebook, but
Mine still exists, but I can't access
to be honest
it.
with you, it got too much for me when I gotta read everyone's fucking life story.
Yeah.
And I'm
I
like,
don't
alright,
give
I'm over this
fuck,
shit.
dude.
Instagram came out and I was like, this is great. It's pictures without stories. And then
Yeah.
people started posting pictures of stories. I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah, they're breaking the format.
Nick just texted me, I'm on my way.
Oh shit, really?
Tell them we're already done.
I say we're an hour in now.
Yeah, we're already done.
We're
Suck it.
about done.
Yeah,
We
suck
can go
it.
back up to your house, Jake, and record another one with Nick.
What the?
Because
Let him hear me bashing him first. And
Steve's
then,
gotta go get food.
and then he'll get on. I got kids, man. I gotta get them out of the house. So see, they're upstairs right now tearing out my house. When I go take them to Chick-fil-A and wear the shit out of them in the playground.
Exactly. So if he really wants to do one, we can go up to your house and do it, Jake.
Or Chick-fil-A in the playpen.
We can go to Chick-fil-A and record this podcast.
Loads of fun.
Chick-fil-A, I would never be able to work there. I'm not nearly nice enough.
I don't think I don't like people enough.
Yeah, no, exactly.
I,
I don't want to work in a
any
restaurant in
sort of
general, but
social.
especially not one where I have to say my pleasure,
My
and all
pleasure.
that fucking shit.
My pleasure.
I knew a girl in high school who worked there, Kira, and like they made her like clean the place because she was just bad at talking to people.
Yeah, so like maybe you guys will have this realization as you get older, but like now, like I like just like you said, you would never work at Chick-fil-A. Like I walk through the mall sometimes and I see guys that are like my age or like in their 30s and they're working at like the fix your phone thing for some douche who like
Yeah.
bought that store and like oh yeah, I'm just gonna hire a bunch of guys, pay them
there.
shit, and they're just gonna fix fucking cracked phones. And I'm like, this guy's like 35. I'm like, what drove you to this decision? Like, what motivated you? Not saying that the guy's working, so I can't hate on him for that. But it's like, you're the fix the phone guy. Like, you're either at a kiosk or like this. It used to be an Asian like massage parlor in the mall, but now like they went out of business, so you have fix a phone.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck made you want to go there?
I'm curious to know how those people end up with those jobs.
Yeah, I'd much rather do like
Interesting.
manual labor. I think.
Yes, like
Yeah.
I'm gonna
Much more.
whatever's gonna like either like you guys
drive
have
a train, fam.
Like, see-
Bad.
like you guys have the freedom to do what you want. So yeah, you're not making thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars, but you also can focus on other things that you have going on for you.
Yeah, we're not paying for.
You know what I mean? Like this guy is still working for some douche that's telling him to be here from 9 till 5.
Yeah.
No lunch break. You know what I mean? If you want lunch break, I'm not paying you for lunch break. You know what I
Especially
mean?
because at that kind of job, your boss could be like 20 years old.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'd be like, fuck you, dude. This is bullshit.